IDFC Midcap Fund NFO. Will this NFO add additional returns to your portfolio, or will it add additional risk to your portfolio? Can we evaluate? Hi, this is Ramalingam from holisticinvestment.in. We help individual investors like you to take right financial and investment decision so that you can reach your financial goals faster and smarter. Before we analyze this particular fund, IDFC Midcap Fund NFO, let us first understand what is midcap category in detail. Then we will see some key features of IDFC Midcap Fund NFO. Then we will dive deep into the analysis segment. Can we start? What is a midcap fund? It is an equity mutual fund that will predominantly invest in mid-sized companies. You may ask, what is a mid-sized company? What is a mid-cap company? Right. According to SEBI's norms, top 100 capitalization companies are large cap, 101 to 250. This 150 is mid-cap, right? Approximate market cap of this 101 to 250th company is around 9,000 crores to 30,000 crores. So that is the range of companies. Right. Mid-cap funds will generally invest only in this particular basket. Mid-cap funds has got the better return potential than large cap. Also, mid-cap funds will be more volatile when compared to large cap funds. Similarly, when you compare mid-cap funds with small cap funds, mid-cap funds are more stable, and so compared to small cap, mid-cap funds has got lesser return potential because small cap has got higher return potential. So large, mid, and small, as mid is standing middle, there are some aspects in which it is better than large cap. In some aspects, it's better than small cap. We have understood by and large what is a mid-cap fund category. Now is the time to look at more details on the NFO. NFO is open till 11th of August 2022. And the fund manager is Sachin Relika. The benchmark index is S&P BSE 150 mid-cap index. Minimum investment is just 5,000 rupees. This falls under mid-cap fund category. Exit, there is no exit load if you withdraw after 1 year. Obviously, there is no entry load. What is the investment objective of this fund? The investment objective of this fund is to generate long-term capital appreciation by investing predominantly in equities and equity-linked securities of mid-cap segment. Fine. Long-term capital application by investing in mid-cap stocks. What is the investment strategy this fund is going to follow? Right? IDFC Midcap Fund is an actively managed fund. So, out of this 150 stocks, they will apply their own filters and pick and choose the best stocks. In the actively managed fund, the fund manager will attempt and try to beat the index and generate additional returns. Right? To generate additional returns, he has to select the right sector and give right weightage, and also within the sector, the fund manager has to select right stocks. Fundamentally strong stocks he has to choose. Right? For doing that, the fund manager will have a lot of filters, a lot of parameters. You look at it. IDFC Midcap has listed 5 important filters they are going to look at it. I'll explain them one by one. One is governance and sustainability. What kind of sustainability they'll have? Whether the company will be there even after 25 years or the company is easy to disturb. They'll avoid companies which have lesser sustainability. Also, they'll give more weightage to governance. Capital efficiency. whether the company is effectively using the capital. Capital is one of the important resources. It needs to be effectively used. What is the return? And what kind of competitive edge those stocks have? What kind of value proposition these companies are adding? There should not be a new player that can come in and easily disrupt the entire industry, right? There should be clear competitive edge. Even a new international player jumps into that particular sector, this company should still be alive and have a competitive edge. Scalability. Being a mid-cap company, it can grow into a large cap company. Whether they have such a vision as a business model, do they have scalability to become a large cap company in the long run? And whether the valuation is reasonable. It is a good company, good governance, everything is fine. One important point people ignore is even good companies bought at very high price is not a good investment, right? So good company at a reasonable valuation is what more important. That way, risk reward ratio they will check up before they enter. These are the 5 important filters they are going to use when selecting individual stocks for their mid-cap fund portfolio. Okay, now we have understood what is the mid-cap fund category and what is this NFO is all about and what is their investment strategy we have looked at. And now is the time to start the analysis. When we did our detailed in-depth analysis, we have observed few positive points, we have observed a few negative points. We are going to list down both the positive points and negative points one by one. First, I'm going to list down the potential merits of this fund. When we did our analysis, what are all the positive observations that I'm going to list down here. Mid-cap basket is well diversified into multiple sectors. So the fund manager will have enough opportunity to diversify his portfolio into multiple sectors. So better diversification is possible in a mid-cap fund. Another important positive observation on mid-cap fund is these 150 mid-cap stocks are covered by analysts very less when compared to a large cap, because analysts have too much focus on large cap. So there is enough opportunity for the fund manager to analyze those less analyzed stocks, because those stocks are not in the limelight. Fund manager can pick and choose, analyze, and he can definitely identify some good stocks which are not identified by the market. So that way he can value pick the stocks. So there is a higher scope for active stock selection and generate higher alpha. Compared to a large cap fund, a mid cap fund has relatively higher risk adjusted return. IDFC mid cap fund can provide higher returns over long term because it is a mid cap fund and an equity fund. So there is a higher probability that it can provide inflation beating return in the long run. When I say long term, it is 7 years plus. Compared to a small cap fund, this mid cap fund has got lesser investment risk because small cap funds are less liquid and also more volatile, less stable. That way, mid cap funds are much better. Compared to a large cap fund, mid cap fund has got a higher growth potential. Large cap companies are already grown up companies. Further growth scope seems to be less and the growth rate will be lower. However, in a mid cap company, they are not grown up companies, they are growing companies. In the growing companies, the appreciation, the growth rate can be much higher and the scope for growth will also be much higher. So growth potential is higher in mid cap companies compared to a large cap company. Because it is an equity fund, can provide higher returns in the long run, inflation beating return, and also like less investment risk, more growth opportunities. Now we are going to list down important negative parameters which we have observed, right? Okay. This fund is not suitable for conservative or beginner investors. For a conservative investor or a beginner investor, it is better to invest in large cap companies because more stability. They want to have a smooth takeoff, right? They don't want to have a huge bumpy road ahead. That way, large cap funds are slightly better for a conservative or a beginner investor. Obviously, it is an equity fund not suitable for short-term investments. If you have short-term money or you have short-term goal for which you want to invest, then please don't select this fund. Being an NFO, IDFC Midcap Fund as of now is not having any portfolio. Because it is not having any portfolio, we are not able to judge the ability of the fund manager, what kind of portfolio construction is going to do, what kind of sectoral allocation is going to give, what kind of top 10 holdings is going to give, and what kind of concentration he is going to have on top 10 holdings, what kind of sectoral weightage he is going to have. All those things we are not aware. If we know, we will be able to better analyze this fund and come to a conclusion. Because there is no portfolio, we are not able to do such an analysis. One more thing is like this fund is not having a track record. Obviously, an NFO, no track record. If there is an existing fund with a track record, we will know how this fund manager has managed different situations during war-like situation, during crisis, during pre-election, post-election, during economic recession, pandemic, how he has managed. Like we will have a track record. So compared to its index, how it has performed, what kind of rank it has got within this midcap category among its peers. We'll be able to do category analysis, we'll be able to do benchmark based analysis, we'll be able to do all those analysis we are not able to do in this fund because there is no track record in this fund, because it is simply an NFO. No portfolio, no track record. So we are not able to do any in-depth research on this fund. We have to simply take blind risk because of IDFC's brand name. Being an investor, taking calculated risk is advisable. Taking blind risk is not recommended. So I would strongly suggest avoid taking blind risk. Calculated risk helps you reduce your downside risk and increase your margin of safety. Being a mid-cap fund compared to a large cap, this fund will be more volatile, especially during bear market and economic crisis. In a flexi cap fund, the fund manager will be able to move from mid-cap to large cap or from small cap to large cap. He can make it defensively, change the capitalization. In a mid-cap fund, it is not possible. By mandate, the fund manager has to predominantly invest in mid-cap stocks only. If an investor is looking for a dynamic capitalization change, it is not possible in this fund. Okay, we have looked at pros and cons, what are the positive observations, negative observations, and we did a detailed analysis. What is the final takeaway? Do we have to invest in this fund or do we have to avoid this fund? It depends upon what kind of investor are you, right? This fund is actually meant to be a supplementary holding. Means like you already have a large cap fund. You already have a flexi cap fund. You also have a multi-cap fund. Then you can add mid-cap fund. Straight away, not having any other fund, don't start with a mid-cap fund. Mid-cap fund should not be your first fund. You should already have a portfolio of large cap. It can supplement that. Don't invest your entire portfolio, entire money in IDFC mid-cap fund or any mid-cap fund for that matter. The time horizon is 7 years or more. Only if you have 7 years or more time frame, then please select this fund. If you want to invest in a mid-cap fund, instead of investing in IDFC mid-cap fund NFO, I would strongly suggest select one of the existing mid-cap funds which are there for more than 7 years time frame. Sit with your financial planner, analyze their track record, and choose best mid-cap fund. Right, based on the track record and based on the portfolio, based on the alpha generation, we can choose the best mid-cap fund. Being an NFO, as we don't have any portfolio, any track record, we are not able to do any analysis. So instead of taking blind risk, better to wait for some more time. Let IDFC mid-cap fund reopen, let them create a portfolio, let them build a good reasonable track record, and then we can compare it with the index and other peers, decide whether to invest in IDFC mid-cap fund or not. Okay. At this point in time, you can choose other existing performing mid-cap funds instead of IDFC mid-cap fund NFO. Hope this 360-degree analysis helps you. If you have any further questions on this fund or any other investment options for that matter, you can book a free appointment with our certified financial planner. I have given a link below this video in the description. You can click that link and book your appointment with our certified financial planner. Also, we regularly organize insightful investment webinars to educate the investors with eminent investment experts. Right? These investment experts share successful long-term investment strategies, proven wealth management strategies. Investors have found these webinars very insightful and enlightening. You can participate in all these webinars for completely free. I have given a webinar link below this video. You have to just leave your name and email ID. We will book your seat and share the invite to you. You can participate in the webinar, discuss your questions with the investment experts, and get good idea on wealth creation. Hope this video is useful to you. I'll again meet you in yet another useful video. Thank you. Bye-bye.